All right, so if everybody's okay, then let's move on to new business.
Okay.
This is, okay, so we received a Freedom of Information request from Westfall Law regarding the legal action between some residents of Arkwright and the windmill company. So we received this, and it's a lot. Agendas, minutes, and transcripts, and audio recordings of the meetings, laws and local ordinances pertaining to wind turbines, communication and correspondence with EEP, Arkwright Summit, Wind Construction of Indiana, Fisher Associates, documentation submitted by that same group of people, any information pertaining to environmental tests, investigations, or inquiries, and a copy such as sound level tests, pressure tests, noise pollutions, etc. A copy of the host community agreement and any other agreement between the town of Arkwright and those same groups of people. Then they go on to say, hey, we get it, we've asked for a lot of information, they'll accept digital copies or can arrange pickups. So we got this in it, it's a lot. So we contacted Hodson Russ, who have been our attorneys for windmill issues in the past. And so Jane and I were on the phone with one of their attorneys, and they crafted a letter back to the Westfall attorneys. And basically what they're saying, they acknowledge the request of this information. They acknowledge, like the other guys do, that it's a significant amount of information. And we are a part-time staff, and we limited in what we can do. So what they've offered back is that we'll do this in 30-day intervals, and by November 6th we'll do the first whack, right? Which I'm not exactly sure what the first whack is, but I imagine the stuff we can do, like the stuff we can do. We can do the host agreement. We can certainly do the minute meetings and things like that.
For what, years?
Yeah, but that's the other problem. They still haven't really said, and in the initial FOIL request, they didn't specify years. And this project's been going on for 15 years. So that was another reason we tried to get that
I could send them the host
get that clarified.
agreement.
Well, so anyhow, so what I'm asking, I mean, we have to do it, right? I mean, FOIL request, you have to do it. It's not like I'm asking the board if we can do it or not. But I did call around and talk to the board when we had the first meeting with the attorney from Hodson Russ. He said, probably $400 or $500 for the call and for the letter he sent out so far. I called, and all the board members who could, some board members can't vote on this, but all the board members who could be a part of this agreed, yeah, let's get it done. So what I'm asking for tonight is I'm asking for another approval to have another conversation with the attorney and get clarity of what Jane and my next step is to get the November 6th submission done in time.
We should do
I don't
it.
know what else to
My
do, guys.
question is, who can vote on it and who can't?
Well, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe none of us can. Larry, what should we do?
You're correct. It needs to be addressed.
I mean,
It's a legal
Yeah.
request, but we need to be advised.
Just one
as to
person that can vote on it.
How best do it.
well, I think there's one. I think there's three. I think
No,
three
there's
people.
one.
Well, okay. Keep in mind. Let's be clear. Let's be clear on a couple things. The town is not a party to this. We are required to respond to a FOIL request. However, albeit that we're required to respond, there's still the aspect of reasonableness and the amount of time to do it, and do it per a schedule. And there's also at least a nominal fee that's normally paid for these requests. I mean, somebody calls up and says, hey, I want a copy of a deed or something. Okay, that's one thing. But to ask for volumes and volumes of minutes and agreements and so forth, that's another thing. So I don't know if we even vote on it, but I guess what I will say is that we gotta carry on, but I don't, now that I honestly don't know what the right next step is, because one of the things that he did not do in his letter was to determine the time frame we have to go back. So he's at least gotta sort that out for us.
I think,
Yeah.
Well, I looked it up under the law, you have 5 days to respond and 25 days to answer.
Yeah.
Respond if you're going to comply or not.
We were a little late on our response, but we got back to him.
Yeah.
We did get back
Have
to
you
him.
gone through all the windmill books? I think there were about 5 or 6 of them.
There's
in
windmill
here.
books
Yeah,
up there.
there's a lot of
There's
content in
yeah,
there.
Yeah, but I would, again, what I'm asking the board to approve, if you can, if not, I'm just gonna have to do it, I guess, is that we have at least one more call with the lawyer.
that's what I'm looking for.
One more call with the lawyer, get some clarity on the time frame he's looking for, try to give Jane a little more structure in what she's gotta pull together, right? And carry on, and then we'll, we'll get something to him, as he says in here, we'll get something to him by November 6th, right? And then in our November meeting, we'll have to talk about this again, I think. I think it's gonna be a bit of an iterative process, but it's the best we can do. And, so we're gonna carry on then.
Send that much to them and say, what do you want?
Yeah, well, this
Yeah.
is pretty, I mean, they've said
If
what
we
they
got
want,
this,
but.
well, how much more
Yeah,
do you need?
yeah, and, okay, so we're gonna carry on with this. I think it's, I mean, and the thing is, for everybody involved, the windmill company, the residents, and the town, it's better if we get a little bit of legal advice on this, just so we handle it appropriately, right? I think it's important we handle it appropriately for everybody's good, right? And at the end of the day, we're clerical here. We're not taking a side, we're just clerical. We want to make sure that the courts have what they need in order to do their job appropriately. So, with that in mind, if Jane can get this done during her normal 2 days of work, and I think Jane's okay to do it. I don't want to speak, but Jane, you're okay to do it, you can get it done in your normal 2 days of work, right? Or not, I'm just saying. But what I would like to propose,
Think I got time for that too?
well, I'm asking, right? So what I'm saying is that I don't think she can get it. I think, if there's time during her normal 2 days that she can work on this, she will,
Obviously.
right? But I think we're gonna have to have Jane work some extra hours in order to get this done. I would like to compensate Jane for those extra hours, right? And I would just like to say, look, if it's normal 2 days and you're getting it done while you're doing it, fine. If you need to come in an extra day, keep track of your time.
But we can cross that bridge after we figure out what they want.
Well, we can, but if you want to hold off on that, I'm okay. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to have people have an expectation of some kind of extra compensation and then find out later it's not happening, right? Either way, we got to do the job. But the thing I'm asking the board is, would you agree to pay Jane an hourly rate on extra days, not normal work days, but extra days she has to work to pull this together? We're totally fine to do that from a legal perspective. We can't go back to Westfall and say, hey, it's going to be X, Y, and Z to get this done. You can't do that. But we can do whatever we want to help move this along and compensate our help. So I'm asking the board, I would like to pay her $15 an hour on that extra day. If you want to talk about it, please talk about it. If you want to vote on it, we can vote on it. If you have concerns about it, we'll bring them up.
I think we talked about it last month, only in a different aspect, in compensating Steve Mead and Janice Rundell for the search they did regarding that disaster recovery grant. This is a similar type of thing, not the same, but similar. It's beyond normal work, and she should be compensated.
Yeah, thanks, Larry, thanks for that. I think that, it's what's considered extraordinary, right? I mean, if it's a little more of your normal work, that's one thing. To me, this seems like it's a project above and beyond and extraordinary. That's why I'm putting it out there. But I don't want to think that every time you do a little something extra, we got to get paid.
You're gonna get a stipend.
Yeah, no, and so that's why I want to be careful on this, but I also want to make sure we can spend an appropriate amount of time on it to get it done. So, Chris, what do you think?
I don't know, do I vote on this or not?
This you can,
Is it
yeah.
wrong?
I think this one you're okay with. So, again, this is nothing to do with Westfall or nothing to do with Hutch and Ross. This is just
Yeah, I
us
know.
compensating our clerk for extra work that she's being asked to do.
I have no problem with it.
Okay?
I move we can,
So I got a motion. Do I have a second that we
I'll
can do?
I'll second it.
Chris seconds. Can we get a vote?
Can I ask one question? When the turbine agreement was being made,
This is,
did you guys do the same, or do you know the history? Did you use your town attorney, or did you?
She's a party to the lawsuit, she's asking questions
Okay,
in a
yeah.
public meeting.
Okay, can we get through, let us get through this, and why don't we talk about that during the public comment phase, okay? If you don't mind? Okay, thank you. Okay, so, so now, all this is we'll pay Jane on an extra day or two, whatever, to work. We'll cap it at $60 a week, right? So, it gives you 4 hours a week additional, cap it at that. I want to do it
I
to make
wish
sure
we
we
knew
get.
how much we had to supply before.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, Jane's,
We
I mean,
still
she's
gotta
not
do
gonna,
it.
I mean, she's not gonna work more than what we're required, but then her and I, next week, we'll set up another conference call with a lawyer, and we'll get some more clarity around this.
Yeah.
So we've got a motion and a second for that. Can we vote on it? I'm voting that we should, obviously, I voted that we should do it. Can we get, Chris, do you have a vote? Larry?
yes,
Lynn? It's
I
okay.
abstain.
Okay, Chris Jackson, you want to vote?
I'm on the
Okay, all right. That's fair. Okay, so, all right, thanks for that. I know it's not comfortable, guys, but we got to get it done, right?
all three of them together.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I put it all together.
you just gotta be careful with overtime.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then on the general fund, we're about, if you take out the EDPR, the grant money, we're about 122,000 upside down in the general fund, right? So we use about 122,000 of our windmill and or grant money to run the town. The highway department will about break even with the money that they've
Is
got.
that because of spending beyond budget, or is it because shortfall in revenue?
Both, you had 38,000 on one line, you had some sales tax shortfall. Now, the other thing we gotta get our hands around, this doesn't include the pilot money, right?
Mhm.
So between the 38,000 that we lost, that we didn't have from the tax base, between the lower amount of sales tax we've been receiving, a few other things, plus the pilot money, we're not quite, but we're about break even. But keep in mind, one of the things that we did this year, we spent a lot of money on highway equipment. This was a big year for highway equipment, so for my 2 cents, if we're dipping in,
That
That
doesn't come out
doesn't
of
come
general
out of
fund.
general.
I understand it doesn't come out of general, we move money from general to finance the highway. You gotta what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to look at everything from both sides. I look at both budgets together. And what we wanna try to do is we wanna try to balance it out and run without dipping into windmill money. Having said that, right, if you buy equipment, if you fix the roads, if you do things like that are long-term capital things, they'll be around for a while.
There is a highway reserve fund.
Yeah, but we aren't making money to fund it, right? That's this year I don't think we made any money to fund it.
That's what we usually operate on.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have the budget meeting after this, right? So that's part of it. But I think the headline is that the town would if you look at this year as a microcosm, the town would operate at a loss without windmill money and without the grant. The way it went, right? Now, we've got reserves and so forth, but you need the money to fund those reserves, right? Yeah. The only point I'm making is that when we make the decisions on the regular, ongoing items, salaries, things like that, we just need to keep that in mind. I'm all in on the one-time hits. Improve your buildings, improve your equipment, do stuff like that. But then you gotta step back and say, okay, you've done that, what's your new operating structure looking like, right? That's all I'm trying to keep the line tight on the operating, just like you did with the salaries, right? We gotta keep the line on it. Okay, the other, we're gonna talk a lot about that. The other thing, the windmill, the EVP updates, the complaint log for September, we had both August and September, we had 7 noise complaints and 1 health complaint, and then in September we had an additional wind flicker complaint. So September's number was 9 total, compared to August number was 8 total. Both of those are spread out over four residents, and I contacted Dr. Twitchell. He knows about this, and he will get involved if he can. Obviously, if there's anything that he's going to do in terms of a compliance study, it's got to be done per the host agreement in harmony with the EDP. But anyhow, my job, I guess, is to pass this along. I pass it along. I let Dr. Twitchell know about him, and I don't think there's much else I can do, but it's in his hands. If he wants to contact EDP and do testing in harmony with them, he certainly can. And he well knows where the trouble spots are. Okay, so that's all I had. Mooney, do you want to take over now?
Sure. Our financial report, DA 5110.4, general repairs, $10,040.10. Machinery contractual, DA 5130.4, $2,778.22. Snow removal, DA 5142.4, $2,706.63. And clothing, DA 9045.8 is $475.
Okay, anything else? No, we don't know about chips yet.
We don't know about chips yet, hopefully soon.
All right.
Yeah, we've been working on Putnam Road, Shaw Road, ditching, trimming trees back, putting gravel down, trying to fix that up over there. We plan on going to Park Road, maybe tomorrow, do some drainage, ditching. We got some water problems down there that in the snow creates. And we have some more grading to do on Ball Road, down past the bus turnaround. We're working on that, and we had a problem with a flat tire on the tractor, so we had to get some tires. But that's our plan. I'd like to get to Weaver Road if the weather holds out. Get some ditching and trim some trees back and make it easier for us to plow.
Have you been using the big welder?
Yes, yes, Jamie loves that big welder.
So the beds of the trucks are going to be ready for plowing season?
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah,
good,
we just finished repairing that 2002 International that Jamie drives. New floorboards, new cab mounts, welded a plate on the bottom of the hydraulic tank because it was leaking.
Okay.
So it's a very handy tool. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so
On the new loader, on the excavator, is that working well for you?
Yes, very handy. Nice tool. I think we got a real good deal on that.
So, in comparison, which does a better job of ditching, that one or the little excavator?
The little one is really built for that ditching because it stays over on the side of the road. It's got that boom that swings off to the side, so you can dig like this and stay over here, keep one lane open, and that's why they bought that machine like that. It's pretty much set up for one lane ditching. The other ones will be handy. It's got a lot of power and it's got a lot of reach, and so that will help us at different points.
Okay, good, thanks. Should I back it up a minute and do this? We gotta do these, we gotta approve these moves. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have budget transfers we should talk about. We've got $300 from building contractual to the town clerk contractual. We've got $1,500 also from building contractual to special items, which is on our unallocated insurance. I think we had to do that because the insurance came in a little bit higher than what we had planned on. And then the highway fund, we've got $14,300 from machinery personal to $14,300 to general repairs. So we're moving $14,300 from machinery to general repairs on the highway fund. Will somebody move to accept these transfers?
Why was it determined to take it from the building contractual rather than contingency?
I don't know. I wasn't
Yes,
asked.
you're right.
Yeah, it's a good point. But, well, we cannot approve them, and we can ask them, or move it again back.
Or we can approve contingent from the contingency fund to those.
Yeah. Is that what you want to do, guys? So I think the contractual to the town clerk, I think that's how it should be. But if it's on the insurance, it should come from contingency, right? I think this one's okay. 300 from building to town clerk, I think is fine. Because that's supplies and stuff like that, right? So this building contractual, if you guys are saying, let's move 1,500 from contingency to building contractual to make that whole, right? That's okay with me. And then the highway fund, machinery to general repairs, you're okay?
I'll agree with that.
We're borrowing from our machinery fund to fund chips. Is that in
Well,
that?
it's just on the personnel lines of it.
Yeah. Mooney, do you know what that is about this 14,300 from machinery to general repairs?
I can,
Yeah.
they've been paying the employees on the general repair all year long.
Okay.
And instead of when they do some work on the trucks, it's
You're not using
divided,
the right
so it's-
account numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, so what it is, it's when they're working on.
The account numbers weren't right when the
Yeah,
dollars.
Okay, all right, so it's just moving the guy's pay from one thing to another.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
that's good.
All right, so add. Okay, so this will be in next month, so I'll get Laura to do that. Right, I'll ask Laura to do that. Okay, so based on that, then,
Yeah.
will somebody make a motion to
I'll make that
accept?
motion.
Okay, Larry's moved to accept these fund budget transfers. Somebody second, please.
I'll second it.
Chris seconded. All in favor? I'm in favor. Chris?
Wake up.
Chris Jackson? You in favor? You okay with these moves? Huh? You okay with these? All right. Lynn, good? Thank you. Okay. Okay, so, all right, let's see, so moving on. District clerk, you have any,
$18 for dog licenses in September and $40 marriage license.
that's a good month, isn't it?
Not bad.
Okay. All right, any Anything else, Jane, or are we good?
No report for the dog control officer,
Okay.
and no report for the assessor.
No report to the assessor. We gotta talk to the assessor about some other stuff, but that can wait. Okay, you good then, Jane?
I'm good.
Justice Court, you have a report?
Yes. It's dated October 7th, because we have to have our report in by the 10th of each month. Just a little background information. The following is a listing of the number and types of cases disposed of and the amounts of fines and surcharges collected during the month of September 2020 in the town of Arkwright Justice Court. In September, there were 24 vehicle and traffic law cases handled with $1,050 in fines and $1,111 in surcharges collected. 2 penal law cases that were handled with no monies collected. So the amount of $1,050 in fines, $1,111 in surcharges, totaling $2,161 was collected and turned over to the town for the month of September 2020.
Now, have you cleared your backlog?
No,
No.
Oh, really?
we're just kind of biting into it, so to speak. But you know, everything's still backed up, playing catch up.
Good.
I'm good.
Seems like a good month, right?
Well, yeah, but it was all, you know, remember, it's stuff coming in from before the shutdown, and I mean, we had things that were a year old or more
Yeah.
when they shut us down, because that's the way the wheels turn,
Yeah.
sometimes slowly. And so we're kind of catching up with those, and then we'll go forward and catch up with more as we go.
Okay, good. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Could you report to us, please, on the cabinetry?
Oh, absolutely. I had an opportunity to acquire some cabinets from the Office of Court Administration through the Cattaraugus County Court. And so no cost to the town. These cabinets were all acquired, and I'm going to throw this out there. It's probably in the ballpark of $4,000 worth of cabinets, and it didn't cost us a plug nickel. Went over and picked them up, got some help, and did the moving ourselves.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely glad to have been able to help out. But the cabinets, you know, this is the way I look at it. You know, they came from the Office of Court Administration, and I mean, I'm not allowed to get political, but we as taxpayers have already paid for these cabinets. That's the way I look at it. So we're just repurposing them because they had outlived their usefulness, and they're all in really very good shape. They even had keys.
Wow.
So sweet deal any way you cut it.
Good job.
Thank you.
And we'll talk about the placement of said cabinets later on when we get to our election day preparations.
I'm not up for election, Brian.
No, but you're up to help get the place ready. All right, so board member updates. Lynn, do you have anything to
No,
share?
I don't.
Okay, Chris? Jackson?
Hey, I talked to, one of the guys for the, for reconditioning for the building.
Yeah?
He's got room in there just for functionaries, but they're purchasing. Got a couple more guys on that room. Trying to get them up there.
Okay, good.
Would you be so kind as to relay that?
Yeah, I will. So one of the things, what Chris is working on is trying to get some estimates for improvements to the town barn. Basically doing the 2x4s, the tap cons, the insulation and the steel, you know, to basically give it a new shell. They did that on one of the buildings for the state, turned out really nice. We're trying to get an idea of how much we should plan on for that. We'd like to get it done next year. The nice thing about work like that, I don't think you'd have to do it all at once, right? I mean, you could do the back wall and yeah. So maybe that will help if but trying to get an idea of how much. But I honestly don't have a clue. You know, is it 30,000? Is it 80,000? I really don't know. But it's probably something like that. You know, what do you think?
Depends who does it, depends if it's scale labor, depends if it's
Yeah,
owner operator.
yeah, we gotta work all that, but first things first, I think we gotta put money aside for it and, you know, get a project underway to do it. I think that's an easier one than this building,
Oh, yeah.
right? 'Cause I don't think anybody would argue that that's the right thing to do over there. Okay, so thanks, Chris. Keep pushing on it if you will. Okay, thank you. You have anything else? Okay, Chris, Hannah, you got anything?
No,
Larry, you want to talk about the cemetery?
Yeah, update on the cemeteries.
trees,
The 3 trees that we voted on to have removed last month, they were removed on this past Tuesday. I also turned in the report that there was of non-collusion
Oh,
and
maybe 1 month.
his liability insurance statement. I also received the map from the assessor for both cemeteries that, not the assessor, what am I talking about? The surveyor.
Surveyor, yeah.
The surveyor for the cemeteries, that's been completed. I'm going to see about getting some PVC stakes from
You'll do,
people. and
you'll do that?
Mark the corners, yeah.
That'd be great, yeah.
So they'll be, we'll have them, so we won't get lost again.
Good, good, good. I was in college with Mark Woolley Saturday morning trying to lay out a couple of markers. It's hard. It's hard to find stuff. It's really hard. He's a pro. He's a pro. So I think we can use a little bit of the survey, maybe leverage that a little bit to help out with it a bit. But yeah, it's good work. And did you want to talk about? Oh, we're going to talk about the bylaws change later, right?
About what?
The bylaw change.
You had that.
That's on your old business. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. So that's all the reports then?
Can we go back to the survey for a moment?
Yeah, sure. Of
I'd
course.
like the survey filed in Mayville. We had talked about this
Yeah,
before.
we had talked about that. Is that
Yeah.
Did you find anything what?
file a survey in Mayville? So it's official.
No, it was done strictly by measurement. It was not a
Oh,
ownership search done.
So it wasn't done by a certified surveyor?
sure.
It was done by a certified surveyor, but on the report, it said it was not done by records search.
So it's different than like a survey and a title search. It sounds like a code enforcement question. So is it appropriate to file when you?
No, I mean,
Was
if you're
it
doing,
survey?
if it's like a deed transfer or a sale, then you have to file. But when you're just going to try to find your lines, like basically the town did here, it does not have to be filed in Mayville because there's no transfer of ownership and there's no legal entity involved as far as that goes under the town.
Then what will ever prevent this from happening again? 20 years down the line,
It's-
where's the survey? Who has it? I don't know.
Well,
You
20
get a
years
copy-
from now,
you get a
hopefully,
copy of it.
we'll have a fence up that will be preserving our boundaries.
But I mean, I think generally speaking, I mean, one of the things we're going to talk about is generally speaking, our record keeping. You know, Jane's been doing a nice job getting things in order, but you know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge in this town. It's not a great big town, but it's a challenge to keep records. But I'm on board with you on the survey because I think that's exactly what will happen. Right? So, is there?
I mean, even you could ask them if they'll file it, but I don't think they will.
I don't either.
You know, I mean,
The survey is yours.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can actually post it. I mean, you can have the survey drawn up, and you can put them up on a board and have them up there so that they're there forever. I mean, and then as long as you're going and taking and then staking your property lines, you know, as you are. I mean, I've seen that done. If you go over to the town of Bustye, that's what they've done. They got some of their properties up on a glass bulletin board that shows there's some different properties that they have. So I mean,
It's not the worst idea.
that's another option.
Yeah.
The survey's not.
That's a way to preserve it, I guess.
Yeah.
Is all I'm
Okay.
saying.
All right. Yeah. Title
The deed
searches. Yeah.
And the title
So-
search, yes.
So okay, but let's to Lynn's point, but let's do something to make this permanent. So
So that it is.
I-
Preserve the information, that's all I would
Right.
like to
Yeah,
do.
I'm with
So
you, I'm with you.
we'll
I mean,
never have to search for our septic tank again.
Yeah.
They found it. So,
Did he put steel pegs in where the,
Yes, they,
so,
I haven't
Is
checked
this
the
the
count,
survey right there?
but I have looked at
Lynn?
Christian Cemetery,
no.
and
Is
they
that
put
above the
steel
survey?
pins in and marked it.
so where,
So
so
you
so
can
they're
find the
already
steel
ground level.
pegs with a,
do we have a survey document?
Yes.
Okay, and is that there or is that?
yeah, you get a,
I wanted to get the markers established while I had that, and then it'll be coming to the.
Okay,
The
all right, and then we'll figure out
and
some way to make
there's
sure that
three
people
copies
have
of map
access.
on each one.
Okay, all right.
And also one more question about the surveying. Was it taken out of that grant? Was the survey money
That's
taken?
what Jane and I were talking
Okay.
about before the meeting, that that's where we want it to be budgeted from. So you need to make sure Laura doesn't take it out of the cemetery budget.
The same with the removal.
there's no money in
The same-
the
this-
cemetery book.
yeah, there's no money for that. But the
Yeah.
same with the tree removal because that's preparation for the fence. Right.
Restoration
Yeah,
project.
so it's a restoration project, yeah, so, Jane, you got that, right?
Where do we put that?
A minute.
The voucher that I had for the cemetery.
It's the one with the slide.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
signed
three
it.
Yeah, we
Three
signed the
bills
tree
there.
one, yeah, yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Now, what fund does that come out of? I'll change it, make sure I put it on the
Yeah, it's
abstract.
not
when I
cemetery
send it.
fund.
Okay,
It's
so
not
what is it?
cemetery fund.
Here we go, let's see.
Tell me what fund it is.
Go to the cemetery. It's in
That's
the
what I was
cemetery.
I knew it wasn't general and I knew it
Just look at the
wasn't
number.
highway. Tell me
Does it
what
have a
fund
number?
it is.
But just, no, but it should come out of the cemetery fund, College Christian Cemetery Fund is what, this is the one that should come out of. So just if you write that on, sure.
If I write cemetery fund,
Yeah, I guess it's only cemetery, but do we want to come out of this fund right here?
Yeah, the town/Christian cemetery.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah,
do Collins,
yeah.
Same with the
Christian.
And then when we get the survey invoice, we'll do the same thing.
So I'll make sure that's what I put on the abstract.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions about the reports or any conversation?
How about code enforcement?
Oh,
You
my
skipped it.
apologies. Code enforcement.
Code enforcement.
I skipped you, I'm sorry.
Okay, for the month of September, I had 3 permits issued. One for a pole barn, addition to a pole barn, and another barn. So for a total of $150.
It's all right.
It's all right. But the good news is, next month we have a new home and another one coming up. So we are starting to see some interest in real property as far as that goes.
We got someplace to
And the good news is, training starts on the 19th of October for me, and it's all online, so it's not going to cost the town a dime.
Great.
Instead of me having to go attend, out in the Finger Lakes at the training center. So that'll be a significant decrease in cost, other than, I'll be sitting behind the desk for 7 hours a day, four days a week for the next 5 months.
In your pajamas?
No, actually, I'm going to probably do it in my office, because this way I can still, in between breaks and all that, I can still work too, as far as that goes. So, but I'm all set up, I'm signed up, I've got my ID number and everything, and so everything's all set up to ready for the training.
Great.
Good.
Okay, that's it.
Now you
We'll keep building and adding to those pole barns.
That's right.
All right, so-
Hopefully.
All right.
Well, excuse me, yeah, it was a horse barn, not a pole, pole barn, horse barn, and lean-to, I should say.
Okay, so, we good now? Will somebody move to accept the report?
I'll make a motion to accept the report.
Chris moved to accept, somebody second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Lynn seconded. And all in favor of accepting the reports?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Chris? Jackson, you okay with the reports? Okay, got a thumbs up from Chris. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now on to old business. Now we talked about the change. Larry's presenting a change to the cemetery bylaws, removing pricing for the foundations, right, Larry?
Right.
Yeah.
There was on the last page of where listed as fees, there was a fee at the bottom for installing foundations for markers. And we have no one to do that, so I believe it would be in the town's best interest if we just deleted that section, and then people won't be asking us, well, why can't you put a foundation in for us?
So this now I have a question. So as long this is coming out. The grave marker foundation is coming out, and it will no longer be part of these bylaws. Now, I've been sending people to Mark Woolley, because Mark told me, he goes, yeah, we do the foundations and
I saw
Christian.
somebody doing
Yeah,
it
they
the
all
other
do
day.
that.
So as long as we're okay with that, right? It's okay with me, right?
I assume,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, because it was like when it rained, it poured sort of thing. I had 3 different calls for foundations, right?
That should be done by a private contractor, not by the town.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So we just help with, we take the map. Just FYI, you take the map down, you help the guy find it, and then he does the foundation.
I plagiarized that bylaws from Forest Lawn and Fredonia.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't get that deleted.
All right.
there you go.
All right. So now, did you give Lynn a Jane
Everybody
revised?
got a copy of
Okay,
the
we got
last
the revised
month.
copy. All right. So we have to
You
vote
do
on
have a copy, right, Jay?
I did not get a copy of those.
of the revision.
I didn't get a copy of the revision.
No,
I had copies for everyone when we came in.
Today?
Today, no,
Last
last month.
Or last
So
month.
last month, it was the revised one?
I don't think it was revised last month, but
If you take last month and take the scissors and take off the bottom section, you have it revised.
Oh, yeah, you do have that. Yeah, I can give you that. So,
There you go.
The revision is to delete that
Okay.
last paragraph.
Okay, so can we just,
The town clerk needs a revised one,
yeah,
so that it's on record.
She had a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
she does have
Yeah,
scissors. So, Larry, could you just
I will email you one,
email it?
Jane.
Well, we can still vote on it, right? I mean, we don't.
Yeah.
I did not get a copy of them.
All right.
Okay, all right.
It's not in here.
Okay, so Larry will email you the copy, and then I'll move to accept the revision to remove the foundation pricing. Will somebody second that, please?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor of removing the foundation pricing from our cemetery bylaws? Lynn, you're good. Chris, you good? Okay, Larry, obviously
Yes.
you're good. Well, I can't say that. Larry's good, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it. That one's done. All right. Discussion on spectrum cable. Okay, we're still, I'll let you, we'll
What
pass
do we
this.
have to do to let him do it?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to just find it. There's nothing easy, I'll tell you that.
No.
So anyhow, the guy from Spectrum Cable, Mark Meyerhofer, I'll pass these around, but we need to get them back, because I need to sign them and Jane needs to send them
Oh,
out.
this is the.
What we have to do is we have to send letters out to adjacent towns and cable providers in this area to tell them that we're considering giving Spectrum Cable a non-exclusive franchise to operate cable in the town. Once we get that, then we get some sort of card from these people, but then we then got to go to the Public Service Commission. That together with the franchise agreement. So the next thing I did get from Meyerhofer, I got these letters to send out, but then we also got a revised franchise agreement, which I would like to go to Passafarrow, right? But I need your, we
Yeah,
have to
if
go to
it's an agreement,
Passafarrow.
we
Yeah,
should.
I know we should, but is it okay that I do that?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, we should.
Okay, so let me see what I put in here. Okay, so approve supervisor to send these letters to adjacent town cable providers. Beg your pardon, I didn't put in here about engaging Passafarrow with the franchise agreement because I got it actually after I did this. So Jane, so on this one, can approve supervisor to send spectrum cable proposal letters to adjacent town and cable providers and engage legal counsel on franchise agreement. Okay? So, will somebody, you guys want to talk about this anymore, or do you understand? I mean, at the end of the day, what we should get, what we're supposed to get, and this is what Jeff told me, Jeff Caspero, is we should get from them a franchise agreement that states the roads they're going to operate on, and what they call, Barry would know, some density formula or something they have for how many houses they have per mile or whatever that they're going to service. So he says that'll be part of the agreement, but in my mind, then what that does is that limits where we got to give them right of ways. You know, we're not giving them right of way to the whole town, we're giving them a right of way to operate where they're already operating. And I think by doing that, I think it makes it as simple as it can be. But there's nothing simple about this is what I'm finding. So, but again, we got 30-some residents who would benefit from it, and it's not, you know, it's not that hard. I think we carry on, we push forward with it, right?
They're public utilities, right?
Spectrum? I guess, yeah.
Would this limit us to Spectrum alone?
No, it's
Okay.
very clear, it's not exclusive,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to do, and maybe I'm making too much of
I
it,
think they, I hope they are.
but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, because you have to grant them right of ways, which is kind of silly because they're already here. But I'm trying to limit where we grant, I don't want to get into the whole thing where it's like, oh, they can be all over the town. I just want to say, look, you got these roads, you're already there, give them these roads, make it easy, let them, and really all we're doing is we're saying you can run cable content over existing internet, is really what it boils down to, because the internet's already there. Every time I try to do it simple, it just gets a little, he said this is the simplest approach they have, so. What's that, Chris?
If they're doing it over internet, it's a public utility.
Yeah, but like I said in the last meeting,
Go ahead.
like I said in the last meeting, internet runs a little under the radar, I guess, when it comes to that.
They've been declared a public utility
Well,
by New York State.
but they also don't necessarily follow all this. It's something about when it's television, there's more stringent regulations about the poles they use and stuff. Some internet providers will just go out and start sending internet. Well, it's like what happened here. I mean, we didn't say, hey, you can do internet in our town, and they've been here. So, trying to get it put into some sort of a structure, limit it so so we have some control over it, and then maybe we'll have the opportunity for some better internet for some other folks in the town, which wouldn't be a bad thing either, right?
No,
So,
just granting public right of way. Our right of way is the surface right of way,
yeah,
not,
not cables or not
No.
underground cables or anything like that. Yeah, no, that's
so we can't give it.
okay, understood. But
You see what I'm saying?
but my hope is that the right of way conversation limits to where they already are. That we're not, and that's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to get into a whole big conversation because you got windmill companies, you got the gas line, you got everything else.
Right.
You can't give a right of way to everything.
No.
But we can certainly give a right of way, surface right of way to where they're already operating. Because they're already there. A surface
If
right.
they're a public utility,
Yeah.
you just can't give a right of way to anybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're going to pass
If
the
I
railroad
come,
law.
if I come and say, I want to go on someone's property, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
We just have to make sure they're,
But I'm assuming they have, because they have to file with the, what is it,
FCC.
the PSA, right? Public Service.
PSC.
PSC, is that what that is?
Yeah.
PSC, yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm assuming they are.
Oh, no, this will have to be filed with them before they can operate. So they gotta have some sort of public utility status.
That's what,
Yeah, they have. to.
that's what I'm figuring.
Yeah, but again, so do I have approval to carry on with this and
Yeah.
then contact Pastor and try to get a little more help? Chris moved it, somebody second it, please.
Second it?
Lynn seconded it, Larry,
Yeah.
would you like to vote? I'm in favor, I'm not really in favor, but I gotta do it. If you guys said no, it'd be okay.
Okay.
No, we'll carry
Well,
on.
I think it provides a service.
It does
to the
something, yeah,
public.
sure it does, sure. Approved, all in favor of carrying on?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll carry on. Okay, next thing is kind of an easy one, I think. Laptop for the town assessor. Back in February, there was $1,200 approved for a computer, printer, and camera for the town assessor. It was in February. She got in touch with me asking what was going on with her computer, printer, and camera. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't believe she actually needs a printer here because she can use Jane's printer wireless, right? So what I did is I've only contacted DFT. DFT quoted $1,000 for an Acer computer, 8 gigabyte of RAM, 128 gig storage, virus protection. They'll do the file transfers. I know we could buy online, we could do it cheaper, but then, you know, I'm going to be the IT guy. So, or one of you will. So for me, right, I would rather buy it from somebody locally, and then Signy can just drop her old one off. They'll transfer the files over. We'll bring it here. We'll get it online with Jane's computer, and she should be good to go. And I don't have a quote from the guy because we've been going back and forth because it was $1,064, and I've got him to come down a little bit. I said, look, it's gonna be under $1,000 for us to do this easy, or else we got to go out for bids all around, right? He's coming back. He came back with a 128 gig hard drive. It's going to be like $960 before, you know, it'll be under $1,000. When I get the quote, though, I would like to go ahead and get it done for Signy, and then I'll bring all the paperwork to the next meeting for us to sign. Or if you want me to keep shopping, I can shop some more, but I don't think we'll get anybody to service it. And it includes software as well.
Brian,
Yeah.
Brian, I think you're right. I think go with the
Yeah, that and it includes Microsoft Office, so she'll have Word, Excel, PowerPoint. I don't know if she has much
And they're gonna
PowerPoint.
transfer all the files.
They'll transfer the files, yeah, and it's a good computer, right? I mean, it'll last her, right? It's not, you know. So if we're okay with that, then I
Let's
will
approve the purchase for
Yeah.
under $1,000. Yeah, okay, all right. So can I get somebody to move that that's okay?
I'll move.
Okay. Okay, so we got Lynn moved, Larry seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Chris, you're good, okay, so, all right, so that's that. Election day preparation. Okay, so in your pre-filed resolutions, I did a quick little inventory of all the stuff sitting atop that desk over there, including the desk itself. What I'd like your permission to discard all of that.
declare it surplus and discard.
Declare surplus and recycle it, right? Recycle it appropriately. And then that way we can get that cleaned out, get that desk out of there, move the desk out of the court's office, which will allow us to then move those files in. And we're going to put 2 code enforcement files out in the vestibule. We get all that moving done, and then we'll be, you know, we'll have at least the structure ready for election day. Then it's more, you know, what we have left to do is more about cleaning, right? But getting stuff organized for election day. John and I will do it this week if it's approved to do. I'll take that to the transfer station. Him and I will do the moving, and we'll get it done if it's okay with everybody. I checked the computer. The computer has no files on it. Right? There's no. I checked that. I fired it up the other night. There's no files on that computer. There's an Acer tablet, I guess I would say, in that.
Nope, it's not in there anymore.
Oh.
Ed has it.
Oh, Ed
I'm
has it.
gonna
Okay.
get it and see whether I can
Okay,
transfer
all
over.
right. Ed's taking that. That was the code enforcement, I guess, the person who did the job before you.
Right.
I beat you to it.
So do we have a motion to declare that surplus and dispose of it?
Oh, you got a motion. I've been trying to get this done
In
since
an
February.
environmentally responsible way. Okay, so
Second.
we got Lynn moved, Chris seconded, or well, Chris already seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I'll take the computer.
How's that? I don't.
If we're gonna junk it,
I'm totally fine with that, right? It saves me $15 at the transfer station.
What I got is as old as I am. You won't like it though.
Well, I certainly have no
Take
no
it.
problem with that. If nobody else has a problem with it,
Yeah,
it's totally
yeah.
fine.
It'll save us $15.
That's right, they will charge you to take stuff to the dump.
Yeah, the CRT would be the cost.
Yeah, the electronics.
All right, now, do you know what CRT means?
Capital rate.
So we're gonna do something with that, Chris?
What's that?
They're gonna take an ordinance?
I think so. Or no, you don't think so? Okay, good enough. Okay.
It was disposed of.
Surplus and it's gone.
We'll just say that Barry
disposed
is helping us dispose of it. Hey, if you want the desk too, we can load it up for you tonight.
We have enough guests now.
Okay, thanks, Barry. Seriously, it's good. It helps us
I'll
out.
check it out.
Appreciate
I'll check it out after the meeting.
it. No take backs. No. All right.
I know somebody that'll get rid of it for me.
I don't know if, yeah. Okay, so.
He has an inn down there.
Not anymore.
I was gonna say, probably not.
Yeah. He's probably not even allowed there anymore.
I don't want to go.
So then, hey Mooney, then once we get this arranged, right, we get the rearranging done, which we'll get this week. Before election day, can we get the cleaner in here to do a really good cleaning job for us, please?
Sure.
Yeah. Spend a few hours, get it looking as good as it can, please. All right.
One other thing, in regards to election day. John keeps his office closed. The thermostat is in there.
We're gonna move that.
We got
it worked out. We're gonna partition off the court side, so we'll leave a little room in there for folks to take their break. I'll be here on election day, and we'll make sure it's taken care of. Right?
Absolutely.
Brian, I plan on being here on election day also.
Okay, good. All right. Good. What time does it open? It's open at 6?
Yes. Somebody's gonna open it.
All right, so I'll be here to open it at 6. Yeah. But one of us will. Yeah, if we both plan on it, it'll be good. And I'll borrow the key from you if you don't mind, so we can get in there that day, just that day. All right, good. Okay, and the accommodations for election workers, that's part of that. So we'll have it as well set as we can. We'll have it cleaned up. There won't be all this stuff here. We'll accommodate the election workers, and we'll do our best, right? We have Chautauqua County Human Resources. Jane.
Well, what else do they need?
Well, I haven't done one, for example.
You need to do an application?
Yeah.
Oh, then I gotta get you.
Thank you. Okay.
Brian, application.
Okay. Has everybody else done their Chautauqua County Human Resources data?
Send it to everybody else.
Please send an application to myself and the rest of the board and ask that we get
I think they
that.
all got one.
Well,
I think I do.
humor us and do it again, please. It's just clickety-click, right? It's not so, okay. All right, so if everybody's okay, then let's move on to new business.
Okay.
This is, okay, so. We received regarding the legal action between some residents of Arkwright and the windmill company. So we received this, and it's a lot. Agendas, minutes, and transcripts, and audio recordings of the meetings, laws and local ordinances pertaining to wind turbines, communication and correspondence with EDP, Arkwright Summit, Wind Construction of Indiana, Fisher Associates, documentation submitted by that same group of people, any information pertaining to environmental tests, investigations, or inquiries, and a copy such as sound level tests, pressure tests, noise pollutions, etc. A copy of the host community agreement and any other agreement between the town of Arkwright and those same groups of people. Then they go on to say, hey, we get it, we've asked for a lot of information, they'll accept digital copies of the arrange pickups. So we got this in it, it's a lot. So we contacted Hodson Russ, who have been our attorneys for windmill issues in the past. And so Jane and I were on the phone with one of their attorneys, and they crafted a letter back to the Westfall attorneys. And basically what they're saying, they acknowledge the request of this information. They acknowledge, like the other guys do, that it's a significant amount of information. And, you know, we are a part-time staff, and we, you know, limited in what we can do. So what they've offered back is that we'll do this in 30-day intervals, and by November 6th, we'll do the first whack, right? Which I'm not exactly sure what the first whack is, but I imagine, you know, the stuff we can do, like the stuff we can do the host agreement, we can certainly do the minute meetings and things like that.
For what, years?
Yeah, but that's the other problem.
We haven't
They still haven't really said, and in the initial FOIL request, they didn't specify years. And this project's been going on for 15 years. So that was another reason we tried to get that,
I could send them the
get
host
that clarified.
agreement.
Well, so anyhow, so what I'm asking, I mean, we have to do it, right? I mean, FOIL request, you have to do it. It's not like I'm asking the board if we can do it or not. But I did call around and talk to the board when we had the first meeting with the attorney from Hudson Russ. He said, probably $400 or $500 for the call and for the letter he sent out so far. I called, and all the board members who could, some board members can't vote on this, but all the board members who could be a part of this agreed, yeah, let's get it done. So what I'm asking for tonight is I'm asking for another approval to have another conversation with the attorney and get clarity of what Jane and my next step is to get the November 6th submission done in time.
We should do
I don't
it.
know what else to
My
do, guys.
question is, who can vote on it and who can't?
Well, I think, yeah, I don't know, maybe none of us can. Larry, what should we do?
You're correct, it needs to be addressed, it needs to be,
Yeah, I mean,
it's a legal
Yeah,
request, but we need to be advised.
there's one
as to
person that can vote on it.
How best do it.
Well, yeah, there's one. I think there's three. I think
No,
there's
there's
three.
one.
Well, okay, keep in mind, let's be clear, on a couple things. The town is not a party to this. We are required to respond to a FOIL request. However, albeit we're required to respond, there's still the aspect of reasonableness and the amount of time to do it, and to do it per a schedule. And there's also at least a nominal fee that's normally paid for these requests. I mean, somebody calls up and says, hey, I want a copy of a deed or something. Okay, that's one thing. But to ask for, you know, volumes and volumes of minutes and agreements and so forth, that's another thing. So I don't know if we even vote on it, but I guess what I will say is that we gotta carry on, but I honestly don't know what the right next step is, because one of the things that he did not do in his letter was to determine the time frame we have to go back. So he's at least got to sort that out for us.
I think,
Yeah.
Well, I looked it up under the law, you have 5 days to respond and 25 days to answer.
Yeah.
Respond if you're going to comply or not.
We were a little late on our response, but we got back to him.
Yeah.
We did get back
Have
to
you
him.
gone through all the windmill books? I think there were about 5 or 6 of them.
There's
in
windmill
here.
books
Yeah,
up there.
there's a lot of
There's
content in
yeah,
there.
Yeah, but I would, again, what I'm asking the board to approve, if you can, if not, I'm just gonna have to do it, I guess, is that we have at least one more call with the lawyer.
that's what I would do.
One more call with the lawyer, get some clarity on the time frame he's looking for, try to give Jane a little more structure in what she's gotta pull together, right? And carry on, and then we'll get something to him, as he says in here, we'll get something to him by November 6th, right? And then in our November meeting, we'll have to talk about this again, I think. I think it's gonna be a bit of an iterative process, but it's the best we can do. And, so we're gonna carry on then.
Send that much to them and say, what do you want?
Yeah, well, they've said
If
what
we
they
got
want,
this,
but
well, how much more do you need?
yeah, and, okay, so we're gonna carry on with this. I think it's, I mean, you know, and the thing is, for everybody involved, the windmill company, the residents, and the town, it's better if we get a little bit of legal advice on this, just so we handle it appropriately, right? I think it's important we handle it appropriately for everybody's good, right? And at the end of the day, we're clerical here, we're not taking a side, we're just clerical. We want to make sure that the courts have what they need in order to do their job appropriately. So, with that in mind, so if Jane can get this done during her normal 2 days of work, and I think Jane's okay to do it. I don't want to speak, but Jane, you're okay to do it if you get it done in your normal 2 days of work, right? Or not, I'm just saying. But what I would like to propose,
Think I got time for that too?
well, I'm asking, right? So what I'm saying is that I don't think she can get it. I think, if there's time during her normal 2 days that she can work on this, she will,
Obviously.
right? But I think we're gonna have to have Jane work some extra hours in order to get this done. I would like to compensate Jane for those extra hours, right? And I would just like to say, look, if it's normal 2 days and you're getting it done while you're doing it, fine. If you need to come in an extra day, keep track of your time.
But we can cross that bridge after we figure out what they want.
Well, we can, but if you want to hold off on that, I'm okay. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to have people have an expectation of some kind of extra compensation and then find out later it's not happening, right? Either way, we got to do the job. But the thing I'm asking the board is, would you agree to pay Jane an hourly rate on extra days, not normal work days, but extra days she has to work to pull this together? We're totally fine to do that from a legal perspective. We can't go back to Westfall and say, hey, it's going to be X, Y, and Z to get this done. You can't do that. But we can do whatever we want to help move this along and compensate our help. So I'm asking the board, I would like to pay her $15 an hour on that extra day. If you want to talk about it, please talk about it. If you want to vote on it, we can vote on it. If you have concerns about it, we'll bring them up.
I think we talked about it last month, only in a different aspect, in compensating Steve Mead and Janice Rendell for the search they did regarding that disaster recovery grant. This is a similar type of thing, not the same but similar. It's beyond normal work, and she should be compensated.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry. Thanks for that. I think that it's what's considered extraordinary, right? I mean, if it's a little more of your normal work, that's one thing. To me, this seems like it's a project above and beyond and extraordinary. That's why I'm putting it out there. But I don't want to think that every time you do a little something extra, we got to get paid.
You're gonna get a stipend.
Yeah, no, and so that's why I want to be careful on this, but I also want to make sure we can spend an appropriate amount of time on it to get it done. So, Chris, what do you think?
I don't know, do I vote on this or not?
This you can,
Is it
yeah.
involved?
I think this one you're okay with. So, again, this has nothing to do with Westfall or nothing to do with Hutch and Ross. This is just
Yeah, I
us
know.
compensating our clerk for extra work that she's being asked to do.
I have no problem with it.
Okay?
I move we can.
So I got a motion. Do I have a second that we can do this?
I'll second it.
There's seconds. Can we get a
Hey,
vote?
can I ask one question? When the turbine agreement was being made,
This is,
did you guys do the same, or do you know the history? Did you use your town attorney, or did you?
She's a party to the lawsuit, she's asking questions
Okay.
in a public meeting.
Okay, can we get through, let us get through this, and why don't we talk about that during the public comment phase, okay? If you don't mind? Okay, thank you. Okay, so, so now, all this is we'll pay Jane on an extra day or two, whatever, to work. We'll cap it at $60 a week, right? So, it gives you 4 hours a week additional, cap it at that. I want to do it
I
to make
wish we
sure we
knew
get
how
it.
much we had to supply before.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, Jane's,
We
I mean,
still
she's
gotta
not
do
gonna,
it.
I mean, she's not gonna work more than what we're required, but then her and I, next week, we'll set up another conference call with a lawyer, and we'll get some more clarity around this.
Yeah.
So we've got a motion and a second for that. Can we vote on it? I'm voting that we should, obviously, I voted that we should do it. Can we get, Chris, do you have a vote? Larry?
Yes.
Lynn? It's okay.
I abstain.
Okay, Chris Jackson, you want to vote?
I'm abstaining.
Okay, all right. That's fair. Okay, so, all right, thanks for that. I know it's not comfortable, guys, but we got to get it done, right? Next one's an easy one. When I was talking to the guy from DFT, I asked him what kind of backup systems they have, like cloud backup or whatever. He talked about carbonite backup that we could get for the clerk's GC. So what that would mean is that everything that Jane's got on her PC once a week or whatever, she uploads it to a cloud, right? So it's there forever, right? So we don't have to worry about her PC getting crashed or anything like that.
Dumping her coffee on it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And we should probably do it for other PCs in the town, but like the Justice Court has their own thing, right? John's got his own system, he does, right? You've got your own backup system. You told me that, right? He does. We don't know exactly what code enforcement does, right? But you're gonna find out.
Well, yeah, at this point, we really don't have a system yet, but we will have,
All right,
but we have to put that into place.
and then I don't know what they have on the assessor's office too, but I would imagine the assessor, I imagine she's uploading a lot of stuff to the county.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this would be something that would be appropriate for her or even necessary, but for Jane, it certainly is necessary. And for I think I put it in there, $88 a year, $84 a year, I beg your pardon, we can get that done, and then it's searchable too, right? So whatever you put electronically, then you need to search, say, wind turbines, for example, and if it's a keyword in her documents, it would pick it up. I think with something, Jane's done a great job of organizing this stuff, but, if we start doing this and have some discipline going forward, whoever's doing these jobs in the future, I think will be a lot happier for $84 a year.
Jane may not be here forever,
Yeah, you will be here forever. So,
No problem.
okay, so Larry's moved that we do it. Can I get a second on that?
Second.
Okay, well, she beat you, sorry.
I don't-
Lynn seconded it. Okay, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, so that carried unanimously. Thanks for that. One other thing, well, two other things. We have a checking account with Community Bank in Casadega. We think it was being used by the clerk for like dog license checks and stuff like that. It hasn't been used lately.
Okay.
We don't have a checkbook to it, but we've got the account, and we've got I got a letter from the Susan Satrusky, the branch manager over there. We can keep it, or since all our other accounts are at Evans,
Is
we
there a
can close
balance
it up.
there?
Yeah, $188.33.
Okay,
And we're not being charged a service charge, and we're not making any interest. So I don't care. I mean, it's okay for me either way. It's not a big deal. If we start seeing a service charge, then I would say no, that's just throwing money away. But it seems like it doesn't seem like it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. So I'll whatever you guys want. If you want me to close this out and deposit that money in Evans, I'll be happy to. If you want to just leave it ride over there, I'm okay with that too.
Let's close it.
Let's
I
close
would
it.
Close it.
Chris?
I think we ought to get rid of it. Something, everything goes.
Just one more thing. to
Oh,
keep track of.
exactly. That's a great way to look at it. Okay, so somebody move to do that, please.
I'll move to do.
You guys are so fast. All
Second.
right. So I got Lynn and Chris, all in favor? Lynn, all in favor?
Aye.
Chris, I got to see that thumbs up. All right, there you go. All right, so I'll work on that. Just a couple other really quick things. Rabies clinic, we got something from the county, was it? About setting up a rabies clinic, free rabies clinic, but it seems like it would be maybe a better idea to do it in the spring. Now, right? I mean,
Doing it this time of year, first of all, it's gonna be a month or 6 weeks before you even get to it.
okay, so So in the spring,
Dunkirk is having one here in the next week or so.
yeah, go take your dog there.
They just had one at the Tractor Supply.
Okay, so, well, put it off till spring, we'll talk about it. I don't think it'd be a bad idea, but you'd have, we have to get volunteers and all that sort of stuff. People rolling in.
Also, our local veterinarian is not physically capable right now of carrying it on.
Okay, but in the spring it'd probably be a better time to do it. Okay, all right. All right, so there's that, and then there's also a Silver and Walnut Creek stakeholders meeting, a virtual meeting. I emailed the board members about. If anybody wants to attend that, please do. I'm not planning on it.
It's what I read of it, like a flood mitigation.
What's that?
They always get the ice jams at the mouth of the creek every year, and I think it's a downstream problem.
Okay, well.
We send them our water to make their problem.
Okay, so you know about it. I consider my job done on that one. And okay, so now, is there any other new business?
Right, I have some business.
Please don't tell me it's about tires.
It's about tires.
All right. So what do you?
I would like to purchase some tires.
Yeah.
We've gotten away from our tire rotation.
Well, Nick, you're 6 feet from everyone. Could you unmask?
Yeah.
Help us, please. Thank you.
We've gotten away from our tire rotation, from winter tires to summer tires. I would like to get back onto that rotation. Therefore, we need to purchase some tires and some wheels, and I have 3 quotes.
Well, how many tires are we talking about? How many?
20 tires. All new tires on 5 plowing trucks. Drive tires.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the quotes I got were Gaymart tire, $9,800.40. Barmore Sellstrom was $8,839.60. And Valley Tire was $8,260.
Now, are these new tires or recaps?
Those are recaps. Yeah,
Okay.
but because that's the tread design that we want. It's a blizzard tread. And you can only get that in a recap.
Okay.
And
So
we've
you-
had them in the past, and the guys really like them.
So
And
you're buying a casing with a cap?
correct.
Okay.
Yep, that's and a new wheel, a heavy duty wheel.
You think you gotta do them all this year?
Well, we plowed them all this year, yeah.
So they're all equally worn?
Well, they got some new tires. I think it was last year, and it was a different tread design, and they're just terrible. Now those tires we can use for the summer. In the spring, we'll take them off, put those tires back on. And that way your tires, are going to last a lot longer, and the guys can do a better job. We get a lot of snow around here,
You don't say. All right. Well.
and it's a rotation that they've had in the past, and then just over the last couple of years they kind of got away from that. Not sure exactly why, but
If you, is it? Chris Jackson's asking, is that to get rid of the chains?
we should be able to not use the chains if we go to studs, which is a
My thing is, Brian, you're running chains. One of them chains, when it comes around, you're gonna wipe out a pancake, you're gonna wipe out airlines, rip a bus flap off, you're gonna do a lot of damage to the truck when it's break.
yeah. They're tough on tires also.
Okay. So.
What happened?
Rip the tires up.
Okay.
But
What
those
happened?
studs are tough on our blacktop pavement.
Well, that's all that conference gone to all studs.
What happened to our
Portland's gone
chain
to all
slingers?
studs. Pardon me?
What happened to the thousands of dollars we spent on chain slingers?
Chain slingers.
Yeah,
Did
they
you
were
say-
mounted under the trucks.
I'm not sure what the question is, Chris.
It's a air-operated cylinder.
Oh yeah,
with,
Where are
uh,
those?
chains.
None of them are in use. I do not know where they are, what they did. I didn't know we had any.
We
The
got
whole
one,
fleet was equipped with
set
them
for
at one
every
time.
truck.
You should have them in the shop somewhere.
Really?
They mount right,
What's a chain slinger?
it's a air operated,
When you need chains, they throw the chains under the tires.
Huh.
You don't
Well, they
need
must
them,
not work
you don't
very good, or
wear
the
them.
guys would be all over that, wouldn't they?
they have.
No, because it's, you
They
got
used them for
bothered, they're a nuisance.
You
You
gotta
gotta
stop
put
them.
them on, then in the spring you take them off. It requires
We spent a
labor.
lot of money on it.
So,
But-
so are you saying that we don't need tires? Is that what you're saying?
No, we're not saying we don't need
We're not saying
tires.
that. We're not saying
No, we
that.
definitely, I went over and looked at
Good
the trucks
question.
tonight,
No,
they're
that's not
sitting
an issue.
outside. The one is definitely, they're just barely legal right now. Those tires could be sent out, those casings, to cap.
Rear
what was it,
tires?
The Sterling? Sterling,
Rear tires?
yeah. They're not worth putting back on for next summer. So, you could buy some of these cap and casings, put some of them on the Sterling, take those tires from the Sterling and have those capped. So that would save you 4 casings that you have to buy. Follow me?
Okay.
And I was looking at the new truck that we bought. Those tires are 3/4 or better, and I forget which one is setting, was it number 8?
Yeah, those are the tires they like, that tread design on that.
Mm.
The
But the
red tire.
truck sitting right next to it, I think it was 8. Those tires are almost new.
Right, those are the ones that don't work very good in the snow. That's why we wanted to put the blizzard tread on and take those off and put those back on in the spring. Run them all summer.
To start a rotation again.
Start a rotation again.
Right.
I think
But-
really safety comes first here, and I know tread-on tires makes a world of difference.
Well, I agree.
Whether they're
The
new
thing is,
tires,
then-
it doesn't matter, it's the tread that makes the
If
difference.
you could get a rotation where you buy half of your fleet new tires every winter, and instead of buying them all now, then 2 years from now you're gonna have to buy them all again.
Is that what you get? You get about 2 years on it,
Better
so.
off doing half this year, half next year.
There
And
you go.
I question, why are we buying it for 5 trucks? That 5th truck is like a reserve truck, isn't it? Or is that a,
We have 5 drivers, counting our seasonal guy.
so they can't, they can
There
only
is a
drive 1
5
truck?
trucks in a row.
Well, I
It's
think,
not the way we do it. We got 5 guys, each guy has a truck. And then the 5th truck is a spare truck if somebody breaks down.
Well, you've got 5 guys, you say you have 5 trucks, but then you just said the 5th truck is a spare truck.
With the seasonal drivers in it.
Okay. You never have more than 3 trucks out on a plow route at a given time, do you?
Correct. Hopefully.
Right. So, with the proper management, you could probably run with 4 trucks with a 5th truck in reserve.
Fine.
Oh,
well,
okay.
hold on.
It's your call,
Yeah,
but I'm,
well, but hold on. I mean, this is, you know, we signed a lot of checks when we got here tonight, right? I mean, is there a way, again, Lynn makes a great point, right? If any of this is safety, then I think we're not fighting the right argument here. But if there's a way we could do half now and push half out to maybe early 2021, see how that goes, see how the winter goes, right?
That's fine.
I mean, and then the thing is, I mean, we got a November meeting, we got a December meeting. If you come back, if we've got snow up to our
Judy's.
eyeballs, his even, in December, we'll probably let you get any tires on, but let's phase it in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
I got a question on the rims. Are they new rims or are they,
They're new rims.
what about reconditioned rims? They,
I don't know. They have a tough life around here, you know? They
They
loaded,
sell
loaded trucks, dirt roads.
Reconditioned rims.
3-4 times a
so you
day.
didn't look into reconditioned rims at all?
No.
Okay.
Well, let's,
I
let's,
just thought
we
we'd buy the
should.
good ones that we could depend
well,
on.
let's,
But will you agree then to buy 2 sets of caps and casings and send 1 set out to
Okay.
have capped?
let's start with 2.
Start with that.
Let's start with 2 trucks. Let's get 2 trucks fitted up and see how that goes. And then we can talk again next month, Mooney. If we've undersold this, then fine, we'll make it right. But why don't you do this? Get it for 2 trucks worth. Call me with the numbers. I'll call around. We'll get the approval so you can get it done. Okay? We won't hold you up to another board meeting. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
I think you should look into reconditioned rims.
Okay.
They're sandblasted, they're painted, we bought them before.
I'm not arguing.
I have, when I was at the ice cream plant running the shop, I have bought hundreds of reconditioned rims and never had a failure.
Okay, let's.
At least
I
find
think
out
it's
what they
reasonable to
cost.
ask. Just ask, right? And then call me with what you can do, right? To get 2 trucks done. Do the set of recaps like do the cases like Larry asked. Give me that number. I'll call around. We'll get the approval, and you can move on. Right? We're
Okay.
not holding you up. All right.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So nobody should think that we're not taking care of the trucks. All right. All right. It's a lot of money, right? I mean, you understand, right?
Okay.
Yeah, all right, thanks. Okay, so, any other new business?
Yeah, if I
Or-
may.
I would say we recognize Judge Potter, but I don't because of the mask, so.
Okay, thank you. It's about a board resolution. The court clerk has taken the initiative to seek out a Justice Court Assistance Program fund from the Office of Court Administration, and we need a formal resolution from the board authorizing that pursuit of this application for this money. And what we've come up with was some things that we'd like to see improvements for the court system. We're asking for a total of $21,980. Nothing comes back on the town. This is money that the legislature has set aside to the courts system. However, in order for us to go forward with the request, we need a formal resolution from the board. So
Okay.
if the board could do that and I could get it in writing, and then I've already forwarded the signature page to the state, and with the idea that once the resolution was made, I would get that into them ASAP.
Okay, so
Thank
we're gonna make a resolution to allow, or to authorize the Arkwright Town Court to seek, help me out, John,
The JCAP application.
JCAP application. All right.
Yep.
The old JCAP.
Yeah, that stands for Justice Court Assistance Program.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
So
So it's not the JCAP program then, because that, because you always say
That's
program,
redundant,
you say
isn't it?
program twice, right?
it's JCAP. If you want to know the lingo, it's JCAP.
All right,
Okay.
all right, JCAP, all right.
We got one many years ago, and actually it was what brought the court online into the modern era. We went from banker's boxes to actually having a computer program and where we could do things electronically. And now pretty much everything is done electronically. Well, everything's done electronically.
So then does you have like a form that you have like a formal resolution you can give him then, Lynn? Is that how it works?
I'll find something.
Find something, okay.
I mean,
Type up the resolution.
Yeah.
usually it's one of those, I mean, if I may interject, it's usually one of those, whereas the town board being a rural, small community with limited funds, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to also have to submit a budget to the JCAP people too. And I guess that's to prove that we have limited income or limited monies available, and this funding would be of great assistance.
So for right now, you're asking us to move, to make the resolution and approve it.
Yes.
Lynn can type up what you need, and then
Jane.
we can help you with the budget. Jane, I beg your pardon. And then we can help you with the budget.
That's correct.
Motion by,
Somebody want to move to do it? I mean, it seems like a good
I'll make
thing.
the motion.
Chris moves. Somebody want to second that? Lynn. Okay, favor?
Aye.
Chris Jackson, you okay with that?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, all right, so then we'll get you the resolution, and then if you need help with the budget, we can help you with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because quite frankly, the budget, that's not my domain, and whatever it is, but then the court will submit that to the bean counters in Albany.
Okay, good. All right, any other new business?
well, before we move on,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
motion to pay general bills and highway bills.
Is this that one? Yes. Will somebody move to pay general bills and highway bills, please?
I'll move we pay the bills.
Okay, second. Chris Jackson, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Yeah, thanks for that, Jane. Okay, good work. All right, so we're almost done here. We have a couple minutes for public comment. If we have any public comment, and what will happen tonight, just so everybody knows, we'll adjourn the regular meeting, and then we're going to carry on, hopefully for not too long, but we're going to carry on for a while anyhow, with our budget workshop, which will immediately follow. We've got our accountant is here patiently waiting. So Dorothy, you had something on public comment? Oh. Well, okay. All right. Does anybody else have anything?
I just a question.
Sure.
It has to do with the Arkwright website.
Okay.
When do we see the minutes on there? I haven't seen any changes at all, other than your name's on there.
That's a start. We're supposed to put the minutes out there?
That's up to you.
I thought it was part of the reason we have that thing where it says minutes.
That would make sense. All right. I'll take care of that.
You know, I mean, I went there today and I still nothing.
Okay. You take that computer, I'll put those minutes up. You take the desk. I'll be happy to do it.
We paid to have the whole thing put together,
Yeah.
the website.
I'm with
And
you.
the purpose of it was so that the public in Arkwright could go to the website, see what's going on.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Barry. It just hasn't gotten to the top of the pile yet. We'll get it done.
I mean, I'm here, I can hear what's going on,
We appreciate your.
but then there's people that don't get here.
Oh, that's fair. No argument.
And as far as the cable TV, is there already lines, or is this where they're gonna be putting?
They've already got internet. And that's why they're asking. They've got internet through Spectrum, and they're saying, hey, why can't we have cable TV? Well, that's a whole different deal, but it would run over existing lines. That's why I thought it could be easy, but I thought, well,
Should be.
well, yeah, but
Well, it's their thing, they gotta go through hoops too, you know, like you were saying,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, I guess it's for the greater good when all is said and done.
if you watch TV.
If you don't watch TV, you probably don't care a lot. Is there anybody else? Any public comment?
Yes, may I? John Potter.
I'm not allowed to say no, so of course, yes.
Okay. I've been a member of this community. I've lived in this town for 61 years, so I guess I don't know if that qualifies me as a short-term resident, a mid-term resident, or a long-term resident, but a resident nonetheless. All this talk about internet for this one and cable for that one. Well, The folks down on Weaver Road got none of the above. Governor Cuomo rolled out his 3-tier plan for high-speed internet for all New Yorkers, except those that live on Weaver Road, apparently, because we ain't got no internet.
Well, and for what it's worth, right?
Mhm.
With the spectrum thing, we've certainly opened the door for additional conversation, because every time I talk to that guy, and every time I talk about it in these meetings, I say, and could we do something better for folks who don't have any of that in Arkwright, right? We're with you,
Okay.
right? We'd love nothing more than to make it, to get everybody good internet service. I mean, I'd like to do that, but it's a painful process. It's a painfully slow process, but we're not ignoring you, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons we're talking to Spectrum.
Agreed, and I'm not indicating, I'm not alluding to that this board is ignoring. That's not the point. The point was the promise of high-speed internet for all New Yorkers.
Yeah.
It was another hollow, empty promise coming out of wherever it came from, because it's not true.
Unless you lived on Center Road, it was true. It was
Well, there you
Center
have it.
Road, Arkwright, it was true.
So-
I never realized people didn't have internet in this town. I've
Yeah,
had great
well,
internet for
You
years.
gotta pay for it.
Well,
What if you gotta have a computer too?
So,
you know, yeah, but I mean, if you have a computer and are willing to pay, it's pretty good internet. If you don't have either of those, then yeah, it's not so good. Yeah.
so all that being said, when we're having these discussions with Spectrum or Adelphia or whoever it might be,
Yeah.
I would like to. I mean, it would be nice if the town's governing body could maybe give these people some incentive to include everyone in their plans, instead of just where they can make a buck down the big roads where you got houses every little while.
Yeah.
So that was my thing on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And nothing more, nothing less. I just
Good comment. Yeah.
just it is what it is. Should be internet for all, cable, internet, whatever. Thanks for listening.
Generally, the amount of homes passed, if you pass 10 homes, 4 will take it,
Yeah,
40%.
that's kind of how it is.
40%. So
Yeah.
at the cost of construction, if they're going to have to build Weaver Road, it used to be somewhere around $5,000 per mile. Today, it's close to $30,000 a mile. So it depends on them if they want to build.
However, it's also very disheartening to watch them run the cable up and down Straight Road, up and down Livermore,
More holes,
and
more roads.
they didn't run much anything up Weaver. I'm not going to tell you what I think they run up Weaver, because that would be inappropriate in this forum. However, it's very frustrating to watch them stringing cable up every road except your own. So there, I digress. Thanks for listening.
No, okay, all right. Good commentary, thank you for that. Anybody else? If not, then we still got our budget workshop to go. So if not, could we get a motion to adjourn the regular meeting, please? Somebody move.
I'll make the motion.
Chris has moved,
Second.
Larry seconded. All in favor of adjournment? Aye. Okay, thank you. Thanks everyone for coming and all the good commentary. I hope Dorothy didn't get